No, once I play, I'm going to be drugs.
Okay.
So, that's for two.
Yeah, I'll pick it back up right now.
Yeah, 215. Thank you for being my friend.
You did good from that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, not a Daniel. Yeah, this is a tampering resistant. I'm the one that all the positive YouTube comments are about. They're like, oh man, who's that guy?
Look then.
Well, I'm hoping to try a case in here so I could be on YouTube again.
Are you sure?
All right, you're currently on it right now. Yeah.
Oh, there's a. Oh, well, there we go.
That's okay. Welcome. And you shy away.
No, no.
All right.
I remember I was co-counsel on a media case and it was, and big case and I went and had my hair done, you know, by a professional.
Mhm.
So that
Well,
you know, when I was in court and the camera, that my hair always looked good
Oh.
for the trial. You know, just in case, you know, maybe a picture in the newspaper I want to keep, you know. And because I always thought of that lawyer, you know, that O.J. Simpson trial and the prosecutor, her hair was just a hot mess, you know. Do you remember that, Marcia? What's her name?
Yes.
Yeah. Her hair was just a hot mess throughout that entire trial.
Now, see, don't tell my mom, but you know what my motto is? When I get up in the morning, my hair does whatever it does. Hopefully it does good things, but if it doesn't, I'm like, that's okay. You've been with me all my life.
Yeah, but I had it, you know, when they
Well, she
flat
had-
iron it, it's so smooth, it looks so nice. And it's like, yes,
Wow.
you know,
So did they get a good shot of you?
yeah, and you know, but I know that sounds vain, but you know, I just think of Marsha Clark and I'm like, yeah,
Like if I know media's gonna be
Is it
here, I'll make
judgy?
sure my hair's fixed.
I don't need any memes, you know, yeah. Me and Marsha. Clark.
So everyone, this entire docket is for people who are in custody. So attorneys, just let the deputies know and they'll bring your clients out.
Your Honor, one of my clients who is in custody just bonded out. He is outside. Unfortunately, he has already violated one of your rules by shorts. But he doesn't own pants, but he will buy a pair. He's been incarcerated for
Oh, that's okay.
since 2012.
I understand.
So,
Thank you. He can, Deputy Laura, you can let him in.
and he thought of maybe about switching with his girlfriend, but they're leggings. And I said, no.
No, let's not do that. I don't think any of us need to see that today.
That's what I said. We're not at the ballet. We don't need to see that.
But I mean, it's strange how fashion has changed because when you look at Romeo and Juliet, that's what the guys were wearing.
Now when I see it on TV, I'm like, you know, I have to look away. It's like,
Yes. Yes. Mr. Young, your attorney told me about the reason for the shorts. So, no, I understand. It's just that sometimes people will just come to court and just wear shorts because they're just want to wear shorts. So I understand your situation and I don't take it as a sign of disrespect. I know you're doing the best you can. All right, thank you. All right, and Norma, did you get the email to have this defendant bench warranted for Robert Mauer? Okay, all right, thanks. Ms. Knox, just give us a moment. Yes. All right, who is your client, Ms. Knox?
Your Honor, we are here on Mr. Ruben Javier Perez, cause number 2019 CR 11416. The state and I have been in plea negotiations. We are almost there, Your Honor. If we could have one more setting, I think we will have a final disposition on this case.
All right, this is a motion to revoke, so it's going to be proceeding today. That's what
Okay.
my understanding. He set for a motion to revoke. Deputy Laura.
Yes,
will
ma'am.
y'all- Are you all bringing the inmates over?
Yes, just.
All right, so your client will be here shortly.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
I don't think.
I just,
Yeah.
I just want to, just
Make
to
sure.
start off, I don't want to. Also, Adrian,
Thank you. Hey, Judge.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, it was a trial, it got tried.
Your Honor, permission to approach.
Yes.
We do have offers from the state on this case. Would Your Honor be able to set up a breakout room so I could talk to my client about this most recent offer?
Just give me a moment.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
I would think, they're never gonna be happy. I did upload the photos that are. They're not bad. Was it a couple? What do you think? Okay, yeah, I think the couple tried every shot. Yeah. Okay. Well, it won't be this high picture, but there's a, hopefully our appellate section.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. Oh.
This is second chair.
Listen to her.
Second chair.
Yeah, she's in charge.
Okay. I'll just wait.
Okay, let me look at it here. Just a second.
I believe I
Yeah. I'm also. a lot. He's just trying to.
Okay, Brenna,
Yes.
they've already sent out notice for the flu vaccination.
Yeah.
And they were saying they were doing it at Bear County, but I guess we'll have to go to the clinic.
It's not on there.
No, but they say they do have it at health clinic.
Oh, okay.
See what I can do on this thing. Here, that's this.
Oh, oh, that's my notes.
No, thank you so much. Okay, awesome, which means I'm gonna get through. And state, the attorney on Zoom, Nancy Behrman, she's listed as Nancy Knox. She's saying that she'll need a breakout room with her client. I don't know if there's a laptop available because her client is an inmate.
Sure.
Does that card outside have a laptop on it?
I'm sorry?
Does that card outside have a laptop on it? Do you know?
Oh, no. The card has disappeared.
Yeah, the
Cards
card's,
disappeared?
yeah.
Oh, well.
We don't know if it's disappeared
To another court.
to another court or,
Well, I mean, I know it's not taking it outside of the building. Hopefully that's creating like, hey.
Well, have you seen? security?
They said hopefully. Hopefully not.
well, I can tell you that I know people who said they've watched people roll ATM machines off of casino boats. And nobody said anything because they're like, surely, because I think people would probably say, surely no one would roll an ATM machine out unless they
Judge,
had
I know I
permission.
wouldn't say something, 'cause that, I'm not inviting that into my life.
And didn't, what is that prosecutor's name? Didn't somebody take his bike? Neidhart,
Oh, Tanner, yeah, yeah, someone stole his bike.
and they
He was
watched
also
us.
kidnapped in like Costa Rica. I mean, he's just,
In Colombia, yeah,
Yeah.
he was taken out to the middle of the field and they
yeah,
were gonna like make him dig his own grave or something.
and like he lost some Virgin Dairy card and then he found it when he was like walking back.
Mute us.
Well, then after
On your mic off. Good. I don't have.
All right, who's here on Matthew Cantu?
I'm President John.
And where's Mr. Cantu? Come up, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Brenna, you ready?
I'm ready.
Court is calling 2020 CR 7211, State of Texas versus Matthew Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
Isidro Montoya, Your Honor.
All right, and are you Mr. Cantu? All right, Mr. Cantu, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Are you the same Matthew Cantu who's placed on deferred adjudication and cause number 2020 CR 7211 for the offense of assault family second on August 25th, 2020 for a period of 4 years? Is that you? All right, state.
Violated condition number 5 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Matthew Cantu did then there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of February, March, and April 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
And the state would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
No
Any
objection.
objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand? All right, I'm gonna need you to speak up. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The agreements to grant the state's motion and an adjudication of guilt and assess punishment of 2 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division, and that there be an affirmative finding of family violence.
Is that the agreement?
That's correct, Judge.
Mr. Cantu, are you asking that the court follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, probation, did he pay this $100 to an approved family violence shelter?
Your Honor, let me double check.
Did you pay the $100?
Just, you paid a total of 67.
You pay something, Judge, but it's not clear, but it's.
Just one more moment, I'm sorry.
No problem.
I think what I see is he paid $20.
All right, we just need to,
I don't show that he paid it, Your Honor.
all right. So I believe that $20 was probably to your supervision
That is
fees.
correct.
All right.
According to the document.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so I can hear. Why did you do so poorly on probation?
I don't want to give excuses, but there was just a series of bad events, not working, COVID, and then no phone. My phone was broken, and then I did fix it. I tried to get a hold of my police officer, and they had switched probation. I was on what I didn't know. She was trying to contact me through my old email, and I had no way of getting into that,
You know, the court's #1 rule here
Yes.
is to stay in contact. I always tell everyone, communication is key. You understand?
I did end up getting a hold of her and my new probation officer, and it just got worse after that.
Okay. All right, I'm going to follow your agreement. I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's to be $100 to an approved family violence shelter under Code of Criminal Procedure 42A.504. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing, state,
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
defense? Mr. Cantu, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes,
because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction and because there's been an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Cantu, I saw, and I didn't take it under consideration, but I saw that you didn't complete your BIPP course. So I have no jurisdiction now to force you to complete that course, but it'd probably help you if you take an anger management course, because obviously that's the reason why we're here.
I did look up the way it really was good class. I did learn someone, I did show up.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody else, and I know you've heard me say this before. If you want to know if you're truly ready, maybe for a relationship, get an orchid. They have them, they're beautiful, they're in bloom. When you get that orchid, wait till the blooms fall off. And then if that orchid can bloom again, you just may be ready for a relationship, because orchids take a lot of patience. And there'll be some times where you just want to get rid of the orchid, right? But if you're able to get it to bloom again, you'll know you have the beginnings of great patience. All right, good luck to you. Did that tattoo hurt?
No, man.
And you did your name on it? Why?
That's me and my son, my birthday, my son's birthday.
All right. Did they get the correct birthday? All right, because now when people ask you for your son's birthday, you should be able to just rattle it off. Oh, so what do you have a tattoo of your daughter on? Okay, why is she the ace of spades?
I agree to be your worst nightmare.
All right. Well, good luck to you, and make sure that you're a role model they can look up to, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're going back to the
Yes.
keyboard, and I'm like, I'm frantic for you. It was like, it's the right spot. It's the right spot. You just-
Trying to get away from the behind, but I'm not close to the windows. One of my cousins. Very bad for us.
So are they amending or no? Marcus, where's Marcus?
He was just right here. I'm not sure where he is now.
Do you all know about Juan Martinez that's on the docket? Defense seems to think that the motion is going to be withdrawn. Is it the motion is going to be withdrawn and amended? I'd say just let probation speak to him so that we don't have to bring him back tomorrow.
Who's the defense?
Wendy McClellan, she said that she spoke to y'all yesterday.
Okay.
Because if we can take care, if the state is going to withdraw, then the deputies won't have to bring him back tomorrow.
Okay, let me double check. Marcus should be around here too, so I'll ask him also.
Okay. You want to give that to Ryan?
Yeah. You have to, someone in the center. I'm fine with that, but he needs to be put on some kind of like, you're now. Yeah.
Which I mean, honestly, like, I think they should be done, they're good, I think he just went up to grab something, maybe go to the bathroom.
Oh,
And I.
Occasionally, I'll get with you. I just read that with you, how ridiculous. Oh, okay. Cause you.
Okay, is he, you know, is he coming back down or what? Okay, all right, I did ask for, I just need to. Okay, so, yeah, you can send that down.
I usually don't get it.
Yeah. Probably. I need to already look at it, rather.
I actually. Record the one. I thought you. 200,000.
Okay, yeah, well, hopefully have some info for you soon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, Bashan, did you receive the emails from me from week? Okay.
I'm getting them together right
All right, thank you.
You have some, like, written by me. Direct it.
So. This early this. Yeah, she didn't, yeah. So I put the one. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you just think all of the treatment, well, and then I have 4 days. But again. Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We can recall it for tomorrow then.
See what it says. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I need to write in there.
Don't talk to her before she gets to that.
Up in here, a rough one.
You know what, I think, I didn't look at it, I pulled it up. Well, I was really shut it off.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, tomorrow?
Yes.
No, not doing.
Mhm.
Either way.
Yeah, that would be easier.
I guess we'll start.
Let me get, it should be in the court stop. Let me just go make, keep. I'm not sure that it's-
Oh, okay, that's something. Okay, that's fine. Or do you want me to make a copy?
Let me just see.
Okay. It's just. On that. Thing that we did yesterday. Remember that? Well, we can back on. So there's one of January.
Oh, I have to refer about it.
Okay. Did he already sign that? He did.
Okay.
Yeah. Draw. That's gone. If you can take me. Hi, Judge, you'll be getting something to your Adobe sign.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I was gonna send this right here, but. You want her, I guess she can't. Yeah, okay, so we'll write it up. Judge needs to- I guess we don't want to, stuff. If you want to. Either of the time. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, convict. One second. Yeah, and I'll sign it.
Thank you. I'll be right back.
Yes, it's Nancy Knox. Yes. So someone needs to arrange for her to speak with her client in a breakout room. So the state is going to see if they have a laptop or something.
I don't know if we have.
No, he's not on Zoom. Yeah, Ruben is not on Zoom.
I ordered him for Zoom.
He's not here. Can you call? Oh, great. Can you call the jail and see where he is? All right. Thank you, Brenda, for having. Okay. Look at you, a throwdown iPad. Okay. All right, Ms. Knox, we're seeing about getting your client here.
I am very appreciative of your creativity, Judge. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. So has he been brought?
We have him here.
Well, Brenda says she has a throwdown iPad.
Yeah, let me go get it.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, yeah, it does say outpatient. Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of weird. Let me. Look it up on first, like,
Okay.
All right, Kevin Young.
If we're gonna put this on the record. if you want.
Yes. No, I mean, you all are not, yeah, there's I'm assuming there's not a plea or anything happening today.
No, Your Honor.
So we don't need the record unless somebody's addressing.
Your Honor, I had filed a motion for altering GPS to allow him to work and also to waive fees. I've conferred with the state and we are not in agreement. They're not in agreement with my motion regarding the allowing partial to work only. And so I guess the court, we can have a hearing for that.
Yes.
But I'd like the court to consider waiving those fees.
Oh, well, the waiving the fees, of course, will be granted.
Okay.
So the only other issue is allowing to work.
Mhm.
Is he employed or no?
He has to find employment. He has been incarcerated since 2012. And so he,
My understanding is that employment these days, as far as finding it and applying for it, it's all online.
and he doesn't know how to do that, but yes. And I told him to get with his pretrial officer. She may have a list of employers who will do that. Who will be able to assist.
I will consider allowing him to work once he has employment.
Okay.
So for now, I will waive the fees. And then you can come back, and if he has employment, then the court will consider at that time. But I'm not going to have, I mean, you know what you're charged with. I don't know if it's true or not, because I haven't been presented with any facts. So I can't have you, just out wandering, looking for employment. But I know they do it online, and once you find employment and there's some hours, then the court will consider your request. And who knows, the state may agree to your request, depending on what the hours are. Okay. All right, and try to find employment in the daytime, not the nighttime.
Pretty shocked, I know people call my friends got businesses. I know my friend, he got a landscape business. No, he'll hire me.
Okay, well, what I can tell you is, one, you're probably going to need to find a job that's sort of stationary. So sometimes when you have people who have lawn business, they have several lawns that they're going to take up. So that's a lot of movement. So my suggestion is that you find employment that's during the daytime, that's a set of hours in a set location. Okay?
So I was gonna look online, but I didn't want to look online and like get a job. They said they hire me and then come and I can't, and I can't go, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I mean, I'm not going to pre-approve. So my advice is find the employment, and then the state and the defense can speak to each other and see if the state agrees with that. If they don't, then we can have a hearing on it. But I am giving you parameters that I would consider. And so those parameters are daytime, stationary location. Okay. All right. So where are we on discovery?
So I will say, Judge, and obviously she can speak to it. This is an older case. It's from 2012. I believe that the indictment came while Mr. Young was incarcerated. So I believe as attorney of record, she does have some of that stuff, but we're kind of trying to backtrack and make sure she has it all, since it's from an older investigation.
All right.
Your
What-
Honor, and I may need to add this, his co-defendant, Adrian Dunn, went to trial in 2018. And we're trying to track down whether a transcript was prepared. It did go up on appeal, but I don't see a notation that a transcript.
Do you know which court where that?
It was here. It was in front of Judge Contreras.
All right. Britton, are you able to see?
If you give me the
Awesome.
cause number and the name
I have it.
and the date.
Here, let me give this to you.
All right. And Ms. Ferguson, can I get a 45-day reset on Mr. Young?
No, I already talked to Yvonne and I can tell you who it is.
You have that stuff, Arlene, or do you want me to get it?
No, I have it. I have it. She was very nice.
She didn't.
Just a regular reset.
She said she was off that day.
Oh, Yvonne.
Okay. And what is the co-defendant's name? Miss Okay, what is the co-defendant's name?
Adrian Dunn, Dunn, and he is in TDC.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
And let me just, and there's another co-defendant, but he is deceased and his case never went to trial.
Okay. And do we know with the other co-defendant, if there were other hearings?
Pardon me?
Do we know with the other co-defendant, other than Mr. Don? Were there hearings that would take place that transcripts may or may not be
I don't
needed?
believe So I believe he passed away after the case was indicted, but really before much happened on it, but I can double check.
This is
Christopher
Christopher Cooper. And it was, his case was dismissed on 3/10/21.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, I just see filing of motions and trying to change bond conditions.
Okay,
I don't see any evidentiary hearings or suppression hearings or any other type of that.
all right. So we're going to come back on your client's case on October 24th. And we'll see where we are with discovering who the court reporter is and where all of that information may or may not be located. On this one, the only thing I'm agreeing to is the waiving of the GPS fees. And this is done. All right, Mr. Young, you can have a seat. They're going to give you a reset form and you'll need to come back on October 24th. All right, you're welcome.
Seems that people have exhibits, yeah, that may be, yeah, the clerk.
All right, so Deputy Laura, I've let Brenna DeMoss in.
And you need the whole trial.
I don't think we need. Testimony.
Make sure I know.
And,
Thank you.
let me check. Sometimes are a blur.
Yeah.
I do
I
things,
know that.
and especially after getting COVID, which not, it hasn't even been 30 days, and I tend to forget.
Rainfall.
Yeah, that's it.
And Deputy Laura, I put them in breakout room number 1. All right, who's here? Nicholas Cundiff? And if you come up, please. Hello, Miss Conley.
Hello, Judge.
How's your day going so far?
It's going well. I got to the gym early. It's, coming.
Oh,
along.
wow, you're doing better than me. Congratulations on making
This
it to
is
the
my
gym.
first setting today, so it was
Okay.
easy.
Okay.
How would you ever get to the gym?
Oh, yeah.
Timing is awful. Mr. Cundiff's father died
Okay.
in the last 2 days, and Norma very graciously said it today instead of tomorrow.
Yes.
However, I've been conferring with the state. They haven't been able to talk to the witness, the victim yet, so we can't even get an offer.
Okay.
But I'll file a motion for a bond reduction.
All right, Miss Ferguson, on Nicholas Cundiff, can I have a 30-day reset for the state to speak with complainant? All right, we're going to come back on September 26th. And yes, and by then the state will have spoken to the complainant. Do you have all your discovery?
I believe I do. The medical records are this thick, so Marcus says, Mr. Sanders has shown them to me.
Okay,
All right, I have everything I need.
okay, then you are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. I'm sorry about the loss of your father. You're welcome.
Bye, Mr. Cummings. I don't- we don't have to-
Oh, yes. Thank you.
I will forward all. But it just has to scroll down.
Yes. And don't forget to get your reset form. Who's there on Jamel Thomas? Ah,
And I sent you that.
all right, Mr. Thomas. Come forward.
I sent you the FR.
All right, let me view that. Hello, Mr. Thomas. Good morning. Let me just see about this SR.
Okay. Who was the one? Oh, okay.
All right, so here's the thing. You definitely need inpatient treatment. Probation, can you check to see whether or not felony drug court has excused him, or have you already been interviewed for felony drug court?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they reject you?
They rejected me due to out of state warrant, but I think the state don't want me. So they sent me to Saturday.
Okay. Let me. Can you mute us, please? Mr. Jamil,
Yes, ma'am.
I've spoken to felony drug court. Felony drug court will accept him. We just need to send them a referral. And so they're aware of the issues with Florida. All right, so that's where you're going to be sent. Do you have any questions about anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. And felony drug court said they'll see you right away.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Second chair. Second chair on top.
Sorry, let me add on there that he suffers from seizures. Okay, thank you. And Thomas,
Yes, ma'am.
meth and seizure medication does not mix,
Oh,
okay?
yes, yes, ma'am. We'll make a difference.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Knox,
Yes, Judge.
yes.
We do have an agreement with the state on this. I have just emailed Miss Michelle, the DA, and let her know that we will accept their offer.
Is it for revocation or no?
Yes, Your Honor, it's going to be a jail term.
All right, so just 1 second. Ms. Ferguson is going to send you the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal to you, and you'll need to sign that and turn it back. And then
All right. Yes.
we'll do one that's in here and just staple them together.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
I mean, sure, whatever's easiest for everyone.
Oh, this doesn't have an email on it though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can just do the paper one for him and staple it.
And then you need my
I'm sorry, who? Mike. Oh, who's Mike? Oh. Oh, is this family violence?
No, it's not.
All right, and it's like extra hot in here. So here's the thing. Let's just send her an email of the trial court certification. And then her client is here in person. He can fill out the regular one, and then we'll just staple them together. Problem solved. We're doing action. All right, who's here on James Lawrence?
I am, Judge.
And where is Mr. Lawrence?
He's right
Come
there.
down. What is happening with this case?
Judge, right now, he was before you on a DWI, and then he got arrested the second time. So what you did was you remanded him without bond.
Yes. So what are we doing with this case?
Well, I filed a motion to set bond, and I was hoping that the judge would allow me to confer with the state, and if they agree to a bond amount.
Okay, you all need to confer over his cases.
I am conferring with them, and I made this announcement to you last time we were here. And that is that we were trying to put him into a private program that requires him to go into custody. And
He's not going into any inpatient facility until these cases are resolved.
that's how we would intend to resolve it.
All right, let's make it happen.
He needs to go interview them with them, and he can't do that while he's in jail.
He's staying at the Bexar County Jail. He didn't show up for court. That's why he's remanded without bond.
Well, I understand that, but I was hoping that we could arrange a bond so he could go over to the place where he's gonna be living.
No, he did not show up for court, so he's staying in jail.
So you're not gonna consider a bond.
No.
All right, that's my question.
All right, thank you.
Well, I don't know if the judge wants.
Now, if you all are making some sort of an agreement, and I don't know what kind of agreement you are making. I don't know if there's an agreement for agreed probation or not, but there's always felony drug court that is available.
What we do, Judge, I've done successfully is go through the Salvation Army. And it's a residential treatment from 6 months.
No, he needs more than 6 months of treatment.
Okay, then I've got my guidelines for you.
All right, thank you. Who's here on Sergio? I'm sorry, Juan Martinez?
Robert, that's the one that, the motion to withdraw, it's coming to you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Just have a seat. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you. All right, Mr. Martinez, can I see you? All right, Mr. Martinez, you're going to have to do better. I'm agreeing to withdraw the motion. And you're going to participate in lifetime recovery. If you don't do this, what's going to end up happening is we're going to have issues. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what you're charged with is robbery. And do you know how much time you could receive in prison if you were revoked?
A lot of time.
How much is a lot of time?
10 years.
No, 20.
20.
So you need to start asking yourself, is marijuana worth that? All right. So the key to you being successful is you speaking to the people at Lifetime Recovery, telling them what your issues are, and being open to receive internally their suggestions to you so you can remain clean and sober. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So I'm going to allow them to withdraw the motion. I really don't have to sign it, but I'm going to sign it. And hopefully you will get your life together. Okay. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This goes to probation.
Okay.
Paul Martinez?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. I want to see. I know I have one more. They'll have to.
All right, who are the parties on Richard Solano?
Ryan Gerber for the state.
Ray Lopez for the defense.
All right, the court is going to call 2022 CR 5688, State of Texas versus Richard Edward Solano. The party is announced for the record.
Ryan Gerber for the state of Texas.
Ray Lopez for the defense.
And are you Mr. Solano? All right, counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, excuse me, on the back row in the jury box, could y'all be a little bit quieter because Brenda's taking the record. The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Solano, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Mr. Solano, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with an unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you're giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Solano, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review it with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 8 months in the state jail facility, a $1,500 fine. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration the following county court cause numbers: 657-366, 683-055. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement? Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Judge. State Roberts, State's Exhibit number 1.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Solano, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just ask the court to follow the agreement, Judge.
All right, Mr. Solana, why are you stealing?
The drug,
I'm sorry.
I have a drug addiction.
Okay.
I was gonna bring home food.
All right. Court is going to follow your agreement, sentence you to 8 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Taking in consideration County Court Cause number 657-366-683-055. If you would like, I could have you referred to the therapeutic or request that you be referred to the therapeutic community. They will help you hopefully get on the path of sobriety. But whether or not you're placed in that will depend on you registering and depend on them accepting you. It doesn't increase the time that you're in custody. So would you like to be referred for the therapeutic community? I'm sorry?
That'd be good.
Okay. I'll do a referral to the therapeutic community. All right, is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Nothing from the defense, Judge.
All right, Mr. Solano, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Solano, what are all these tattoos? What are their meanings?
This is the Texas. The stuff that I got.
Why do you have a Texas tattoo?
That it was actually picked out by one of my little nephews that passed away already,
Okay.
but it's water paint. And
Oh.
maybe they had a heart instead of something different. From San Antonio.
All right, and what's with the eye thing?
It was one of my first tattoos when I was 17.
And what is it a tattoo of?
Sorry.
Was it painful? Did you ever think of stopping?
Yes, and that affects my job.
All right, and what's with the chest tattoo?
It was just writing that thing.
All right, well, here's the thing. When you get out of the state jail facility, you need to find rehab. If that's truly your issue, there are plenty of places you can go to help with your drug problem. Otherwise, you're going to continue to use. You never know what you're going to get. It may be the last time you use. It may result in an overdose, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you. Hello.
Less than 15 minutes.
Okay.
The actual time that I clocked was 12:38.
All right, thank you. It will happen then.
I like red velvet, Judge, just saying.
Okay.
So,
All right, and that's going to happen.
my guy.
All right, thank you. I'm still stunned by that.
Yeah.
Where is Mr. Sharman? All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you tell Mr. Sharman to please come back, because this client is here in custody? All right, who's Nathaniel Mackey on that case?
Your Honor,
Yes.
we're just asking for a brief recent. We got appointed last week. One of
Yes.
the cases is assigned to a PIC unit, and the prosecutor indicted it as Oscar Sloan, since he was in trial. So
Okay,
Marcus has just asked that we give them some time to get together and get us an offer.
all right. So state, how much time are you needing? Do you need 30 days or more than 30 days on Mr. Mackey?
Judge, so the other case is a PICU case.
Mhm.
And it's Oscar Salinas who's handling it, so I expect we'll be finished with the trial this week.
All right, well, you just jinxed it.
Another 2 weeks of
Yeah.
that trial.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reset it for October 24th. If you all are able to come back sooner, Mr. Mackey, if they're able to come back sooner, then all they have to do is let us know and we'll bring you back sooner. But the October 24th date will give your attorneys who just been appointed to represent you a chance to get all the discovery and then get a chance for the state to talk with each other, okay? All right, Norma, on Mr. Mackey, we're gonna bring it back on a regular reset on the 24th of October. Yes. All right, thank you. And Norma, they tell me that, you too, thank you. They told me that Oscar Salinas is on this case as well. Here you go. And Brenna, I'm going to take a short recess. All right. Ms. Knox?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we are ready to proceed. We have all the paperwork.
Okay, let me get my rolling.
All right,
Wonderful.
Ruben Pettis, if you can come down, please. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 11416, State of Texas versus Ruben Pettis. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Is this Michael Villarreal?
I don't know, she might have said she conferred with Michelle, but I don't know when that would have been.
Who did you confer with, Ms. Knox?
This would be Miss Michelle Hayden.
All right, so just one moment. We're gonna have to, if you'll just have a seat, we're gonna get the prosecutor here for that.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, just give us a moment, Ms. Knox. All right, who's here on Fred Rodriguez?
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, if you all can approach. The court is calling 2021 CR 2975, State of Texas versus Fred Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel S. Clark for the state of Texas.
I'm Al Docket for Fred Rodriguez.
And are you Mr. Rodriguez? All right, defense, I'm showing you acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? I'm sorry, not sign it. Did you review it with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault of a peace officer or judge bodily injury as a second-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you into this plea?
Okay.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
Okay.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor. The state moves to admit what's been marked as State Exhibit 1 into evidence.
No
Any
objection.
objections? All right, everyone, just give me one moment, please. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront Any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent. Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We're just asking for the court to follow the agreement. You may have noticed that he was a bit emotional.
Yes.
The underlying facts in this is before this happened, his father had died 3 days before. He was in sort of a bad state. It's not a defense to what happened. He does accept responsibility, but we had to revisit a lot of the issues. So that's why he's emotional. He's sorry for what he did, but also it happened around the same time he lost his father.
Okay. So what is his criminal history?
Your Honor, I believe 1 prior state jail conviction and then a few misdemeanor charges.
Okay. And so you're asking for 2 years in the prison?
We did discuss a possible probation offer, but he does have some jail time credit. We went over both options with him. And he actually, his wife's here as well. We had a full family decision. We discussed everything. And he has indicated to me he wants to take the 2. Judge.
All right, so Mr. Rodriguez, you prefer the 2 years in the prison as opposed to probation? Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. All right, then the court will sentence you, as previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing from either side?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. So, Mr. Rodriguez, it appears that you still have internal conflict, I'll say, with regards to your father's passing. I always tell people there's no shame in speaking to people. If you need a therapist, there's no shame in getting a therapist. The last thing you want is for this to keep revisiting you and for you to be behaving in a way that maybe you ordinarily wouldn't behave if you would address that issue. You understand?
Sure.
You can't be good to yourself. You can't be good to your wife. I don't know if you have any children, but if you do, you can't be good to them or any of your family members if you're not good to yourself. So I know that there is help maybe at the state jail facility with the therapeutic community. I'm unsure if the therapeutic community addresses more than just drug issues, but they may be able to address any type of mental health issues. I know when you're released from custody, you probably need to go to the Center for Healthcare Services if you don't have insurance to see about getting help to address the passing of your father. You understand?
Sure.
Would you like for me to consider or to try to request for you to the therapeutic community? You can always see if the therapeutic community will address mental health issues that you may have over the passing of your father, or if they just do drug issues.
both to be part, Your Honor.
Okay.
Appreciate both.
All right. So on the record, the court is gonna request the therapeutic community. Did you write that in there, please? All right, thank you. Good luck to you, Mr. Rodriguez. You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. Excuse?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who's here on Tyrone Lard or Laird? Am I mispronouncing that? Tyrone LaRue Laird? All right, I was handed the file. Okay, just one second. Your email hasn't. Oh, you printed it one out. Okay. All right, so we can recall it for next week. Yeah, what date would you like to give it? Okay. All right, can you let him know it's been recalled for September 6th? All right, who's here on Jesus Alejandro?
I am, Your Honor.
Yes, and where's Jesus Alejandro? Have you come up? All right, so what is happening with this case state? The last time we were here was being recalled so that the state could review the Coban video because the defense attorney is stating that there may be probable cause issues.
When we were here last, I forgot the document.
August 1st.
Judge, I don't think the video shows the part that the defense was complaining about. So I mean, I don't think it's something that it's not anything that we're going to resolve by looking at the Coban because the Coban doesn't show that part.
Okay.
But we did make an offer.
Yeah, the offer was made, Your Honor. I still think there is a couple of discovery issues. I want to just confirm that the alleged plastic bag had not been retrieved by the officer, that they claimed that there was contraband in this plastic bag. And I want to just confirm that from the state and also confirm that they didn't do any testing on this plastic bag, that they alleged that my client ripped apart and ate whatever was in it.
Okay.
Daniel, I think Daniel's going to look into that.
All right.
And I want to put everything in writing for Mr. Alejandro about the case. I want to show him the Coban and the body cam. He's telling me today that he doesn't read or write English, but I'll work with that.
All right. So do you speak Spanish?
I do.
All right. So he'll speak to you in Spanish. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset as a plea deadline date, please? All right, September 26th is your plea deadline date, Mr. Alejandro.
What does that mean?
What that means is that after that date, the court will not accept any plea bargaining agreements without good cause. If you decide to enter a plea without good cause, then it have to be open to the court. So if you want to accept a plea bargain agreement, you'll need to accept it on that date, because after that date, the court will not consider plea bargain agreements without good cause.
So if I want to fight the case, take it to trial?
Then we will give you a trial setting.
All right,
But for now, your plea deadline date is September 26th.
okay.
All right. Thank you. You're welcome.
Judge, I think we figured out that Ruben Perez one, Judge. I think we can do it now.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Knox, we're ready on your case. Court is calling 2019 CR 11416, State of Texas versus Ruben Javier Perez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Nancy Knox Spearman for the defendant, Your Honor.
All right, and are you Ruben Perez?
Yes,
All right, Ms. Knox, you're here by video so that the record can be clear. Why are you by video as opposed to being in person?
I am currently in Houston, Texas, having just finished a trial up here last week, so was a little pressed for travel. My apologies to the court.
All right. And Mr. Perez, you were supposed to be by Zoom, but you were brought over. Do you have any objections to your attorney appearing by video?
no.
All right. The court then will state, do you have any objection to the attorney appearing by video?
State has no objection, Judge.
All right, the court will find that there's good cause for the attorney to appear by video. And without objection, we'll proceed with the hearing. Mr. Perez, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Ruben Javier Perez who was placed on community supervision for the offense of burglary of a habitation force on May 27, 2020 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Ruben Javier Perez did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April and May 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We'd waive the remaining conditions on the motion, Judge.
Any objection?
No objection to waiving the rest of the reading.
Mr. Perez, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 6 years in prison and up to no fine, but up to 6 years in prison. Did you understand? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We have an agreed recommendation to make to the court. Judge, I believe you said that the underlying term was 6 years, correct?
Yes.
Okay, we'd ask that you enter an adjudication of, or I'm sorry, that you'd revoke Mr. Perez's probation and reform that 6-year sentence to 4 years in TDC.
Defense, is
And
that your
is
agreement?
That's our understanding, Your Honor.
Mr. Perez, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, I don't know what that means.
All right, so this is what it means. And I don't know if your attorney had a chance to speak with you on rights of appeal. Defense, did you have a chance to discuss with him rights of appeal?
Yes, Judge, we went over all the paperwork.
All right, so what it means is you have normally you have certain rights to appeal in a motion to revoke. You've pled true to violation of condition number 5. So if you were to decide to appeal, you will be able to appeal violation of condition number 5. You would not be able to appeal the fact that you were actually on probation. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So you've pled true to violation of condition number 5. Is that correct? You just discussed with your attorney what you would like your sentence to be.
Yes.
And my understanding is that you're asking that your sentence be 4 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Then my question is, if I give you the 4 years, will you waive your right to appeal? Which means you're glad you got the 4 years and that's the end of it.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
No, it's not, I guess. It's either you want the 4 years or either you want to have a contested hearing, in which case the state would call witnesses. I would hear the state's witnesses. Your attorney would get a chance to cross-examine those witnesses, and I would make a decision on whether or not to continue on probation or whether not to sentence you up to 6 years in the prison. My understanding is that an agreement has been negotiated between your defense attorney and the state for 4 years. The court does not have to follow any agreements because this is a contract with the court. It's not a contract between the state's attorney and the defense attorney. So do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you want me to follow the agreement that your attorney and the state have reached to 4 years in the prison?
No, ma'am.
You do not?
No, ma'am.
So you want to have a hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
A contested hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you wish to plead not true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Defense, are you ready to proceed with a contested hearing? Probation officer is here.
Yes, a little surprised, but definitely ready to proceed, Your Honor. Let's go ahead and have a hearing.
All right. So then, Mr. Perez,
Yes, ma'am.
are you proceeding then to a plea of not true to violation number 5?
Judge, if I may, if that's the case, could we also, since it sounds like the agreement's not what it was, can I also reread the conditions we'd be proceeding forward on the other
Yes.
technical? Violated condition number 14, on or about the 13th day of June 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Ruben Javier Perez did then and there fail to complete the state accredited battering intervention and prevention program in violation of condition number 14.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right. So, Mr. Perez, I do not understand what is happening here.
I was just, I wouldn't have a place to stay. I was.
No. Here's the thing. You had reached an agreement with your counsel for 4 years.
Then I'll take
The court, no, I don't want you to do anything that you don't want to do. I'm trying to make sure that you understand what's going on. Now, sometimes people want to come before me. They want to tell me their story because maybe they think that I'll give them something other than what is agreed to. Here's the thing. I look at every case on a case-by-case basis. I think the state will tell you, I think defense attorneys will tell you that I'm fair. And I look at the case and look at each individually differently. So what I may give someone else may not be the same as what I give you because we're all individuals here and everybody's case is different. So if you're telling me that you are voluntarily going to plead true and you want the court to follow the 4-year agreement that your attorney has negotiated, then I'm inclined to do that. But if you're telling me you want to plead not true, give an explanation and take your chances with the court, then of course I will do that as well. So which would you prefer to do?
I understand. It's all true. I did those things.
All right. So do you want to follow, but most importantly now, do you want to follow the agreement that your attorney has reached? All right. So state, could you reread the allegations?
Sure, Judge. Violated condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Ruben Javier Perez did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April and May 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State,
Judge, we waived the remaining conditions.
any objections to the waivers?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Perez, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 6 years in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Judge, I believe we do have an agreement. The agreed recommendation to the court is that you revoke his probation and you reform the 6 years to the agreed 4 years between me and Ms. Knox.
Defense, is that the agreement?
That is our understanding, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Perez, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. So here's the thing, Mr. Perez. I am looking at the motion because I write everything on the docketing sheet. So I know that you all and I, that both you and I had a conversation when you were placed on probation. And then on November 13th, you had a violation of number 5. So this is not the first time you haven't reported. And I altered and amended conditions to include a 6-day Bexar County jail sanction, showed that there was a judgment satisfied. So I did my best to work with you, but you just wouldn't report. You're going to have to make changes in your life. You understand?
Sure.
And if there is a mental health issue, if there is a anger issues, there are plenty of places where you can get that. You can get help for that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good day.
You too. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes. All right. So we have left Sergio Martinez and James Lawrence.
Sergio Martinez.
All right. It's great to see you, Mr. Sawyer.
Jack, and I apologize. I got here in a rush.
That is okay. I love the tie though.
Thank you.
How's your wife doing?
A lot better. That's why I want to close the bench. Conferred with the state, we have an offer on Mr. Martinez's case.
Mhm.
We can set this case up about a week. I believe we'll end up in a plea.
All right, Mr. Martinez, can you come forward?
It's kind of a time I wrote it there.
Oh, yes. And how's your brother doing?
Great, as usual.
Tell him he needs to come down and visit us.
We may be doing a case together in Austin. We're trying to get one going here. We can try one together.
Okay. Brenna, Mr. Sawyer is a gentleman, an old school gentleman, but his brother is also. And they always dress very dapper.
But he's polished like a diamond.
All right. So I am going to be at a judicial conference next week. So I don't know if you all want to come back next week. It'll be Judge Her, or if you want to come back the following week.
The following week is fine with me, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we set this in 2 weeks? All right, so we'll be back on September 12th. Mr. Martinez. All right, thank you. All right, good seeing you as always.
Good, I got to rush. I've got to meet my wife's next provider for the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Of that, but she's doing a lot better and walking real good. So
Well, tell her she's in my prayers and mom's prayers.
she'll probably be well enough to get mean with me in a few more. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. All right, the last case we have left is Mr. James Lawrence. What's happening with Mr. Lawrence?
They haven't had a chance to.
We haven't had a chance
We're
to talk.
We're just the new DWI.
Okay.
Still waiting on results, but nonetheless, we're gonna make him an offer, a new offer, consider a group offer here, just on care.
Okay, awesome. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 1102, State of Texas versus James Lee Lawrence. If I can have parties approach and announce for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
for the defense.
George Sherman on behalf of the state.
And are you Mr. Lee?
Mr. Lawrence.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lawrence.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lawrence, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more as a third-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
I do, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
I do, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
I did, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Well, he's competent now. I didn't see him at the time of the offense, but I
Yeah.
presume he was. I don't know.
Oh, well, I mean, usually the police reports tell the tale. All right, Mr. Lawrence, do you have, Mr. Lawrence, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you into this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
I am, Your Honor.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I do, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 7 years in the prison. There are no applications for deferred adjudication. State is opposing your application for community supervision. They're taking in consideration grand jury number 77261, which is night mag number 672122. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
I do, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Nothing that's been denied.
All right. Mr. Lawrence, then to the offense as stated in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, state moves to admit what's been marked as State Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any objection? Mr. Lawrence, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I do, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
I do, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Your sentencing is scheduled for September 26th. At that time, the court will make a decision on your application based upon the PSI report and any other evidence that's presented. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, probation, I need a full PSI. I'll need a TAP evaluation. And see if felony drug court would do a pre-screening.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the.
All right, we'll see you on the 26th. You're welcome.
Your Honor, you said, September 26th?
Yes. All right, we will be back tomorrow at